Hello Sangha, I've got a friend with me on the mat today. He's not lying sleeping yet. He's probably wanting to go for a walk pretty soon. Hello you. So I'm going to continue with what we were looking at while I was in Fuerteventura, which is the 8 limbs of yoga, which I gave a brief description of previously. And we went through the yamas, and we're now on the niyamas. The next one is svadhyaya, and quite often people translate that as self-study, which is okay, like self-study and study of yourself and being aware of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, obviously. But my teachers say it's not really that. What it really means is we're moving towards the self, like the inner self. And we use tools like study, but not of the self, okay? And we use tools like mantra japa, which in japa means repetition. And mantra is a way of protecting your mind. It's another tool that we use in yoga. So you can use Om Namaha. You can use Om on its own. You can use other longer mantras, shorter mantras. There's a lot of mantras out there. We're going to do some movement in terms of like just getting our body a little bit more loose today. So I'm going to start from a seated position. I think that there's lots of movements that I've learned from other teachers or adapted from other teachers that I think help with that. So start with your left hand on the floor. Take your right hand up and reach it all the way over. Okay. And try the other side, reaching all the way over. And a few times, okay? Sweeping over. Good. And then sweeping round. Okay, so not so much like we regularly do where we maybe take a bit more time to try and get a bit more, but we're just making sweeping and turning movements. Good. And then from there, let's see if we can stand up without using our hands too much. Okay. And let your feet settle, okay? I'm going to raise our hands and just gently sweep and turn to one side. Raise your hands and gently sweep and turn to the other side. And try that one way and then the other way, one way and then the other way, okay? Let yourself face towards the front of your space. Turn your palms out. Sweep your arms all the way up, clasp them, push your palms up and gently lean and lean. Okay. Lean back to the center and lean and back to the center, okay? Shake off on the way down. So we're going to keep this fairly, I wouldn't use the word dynamic, but we're going to keep moving, okay? So take yourself to horse stance, bend your knees and sink your hips and see if you can sweep from side to side with your arms. So I sometimes imagine this is a bit like, those drums we used to get as kids, where the beaters would just swing as you turned the centre. So think about yourself turning as the centre. Good. Getting that moving. And then tap your shoulders as you do this. Tap your shoulders, get nice and loose through here. Keeping the legs fairly firm. The lower you sink, the more your legs will engage, okay? So if you're looking to build a bit of strength, sink a little bit lower. And then come to the centre, okay? Step both feet in. And this time, step 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. And imagine you're taking a step forward and then letting your heel drop. You're taking a step forward and then letting your heel drop. I'm going to sweep the opposite arm. Okay, so this isn't about stretching, it's about movement. Actually, maybe the whole practice in terms of the physical practice is not about like holding postures. It's about creating strength and strong and healthy bodies. Okay, and once you've swung that arm, maybe you make full circles like a backstroke or a front stroke, front crawl, and then shake off that. See if you can get them really loose. Loose through your wrists, loose through your forearm, loose through your elbow, through your upper arm, your shoulder. And then on the same side, try your toes. Try and get your toes nice and loose. Your ankle, your foot, your lower leg, your knee, your upper leg, and your hip. And then let that become your front foot and gently rock between the back foot and the front foot. And then start to sweep. Maybe making just half circles, maybe making full backstroke movements or front crawl movements. And then shake off that, get it nice and loose through your fingers, through your wrist, through your forearm, through your elbow, your upper arm and your shoulder. Get everything there pretty loose. And then try through your toes. Getting your toes really relaxed, your foot really relaxed, your lower leg, your knee, your upper leg. You don't have to lift it high like that. I'm just showing you. And your hip. Just try and get that real free feeling through. And then just give everything a gentle shake off. Okay? And then from there, point both feet forward. And we're going to use some coordination in a minute. Coordination, that's a hard word to say. Reach both arms up. And sweep them forward and back. And as you do, bend your knees. Maybe a gentle exhale as you do this. So this is one of the movements we did when we were trying to create some movements that would warm our whole bodies. Good. And maybe this is a nice one to exhale through your mouth. Mostly in yoga we're inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our nose, but this might be one where it's nice to exhale through your mouth. Okay, shake everything off, get nice and loose again. Roll through your shoulders. Point your feet forward again. Reach both arms all the way up. Okay, so we're going to go fairly slow with this one to begin with because it's a little tricky if you've never done it before. So take your left hand, bring it forward, down, back, and up. And try that a couple more times. Forward, down, back and up. Forward, down, back and up. Okay, so leave that there. Try the other hand. This time, this hand is going back, down, forward, and up. It's going back, down, forward, and up. Back, down, forward, and up. Now we're going to do both of those things at the same time. So your left hand goes forward, your right hand goes back. They come down, they meet at the bottom, and they switch. Okay, so try and get that movement fairly slow to begin with. This is something I learned from a German Qigong teacher in India. And it took me a few days to really connect to the movement, okay? So get your arms nice and loose after that. Roll through your shoulders if your shoulders are feeling a little tired. And then let's try in the opposite direction. So both arms go up. This time your right hand is going forward, down, backwards, and up. Forwards, down, backwards, and up. Last one. Good. And then our left hand is going backwards, down, forwards, and up. Backwards, down, forwards, and up. Last one. Backwards, down, forwards, and up. Don't worry if your arms are getting a little tired. Just shake them off, get them nice and loose before we do both at the same time. So our right hand goes forward, left hand goes back. They meet down at the bottom and they switch. Okay. So it's about coordination. Trying to get some coordination in our body, okay? Okay, shake it off. So once you get that, I'll maybe use the word mastered, but once you get the hang of that, let's say, we can go a little faster, right? So both arms go up, one arm goes forward, other down, forward and up. And we can start to really get into that, like our bodies get loose and free, moving it around. Good. And when you're done, try that on the other side or the other direction. Seeing how that feels for you. And then shake off. Okay, it's also quite strong in your shoulders. So if your arms are a bit tired, given all the things we've done with our arms, don't worry about that too much. Okay, so take our feet a little bit wider, back to horse stance. This time we're going to get some spinal movement from horse stance. So take your weight from side to side. So there's no drunk Germans. There's no naked Germans. At the moment, obviously. But when I was practicing yesterday, I had some drunk Scottish people outside. So occasionally you might hear them through the microphone. And moving from side to side. Getting a little looser. See if you can touch the ground and touch the ground. Maybe we'll go a little wider with your feet. We're going to do something that starts to get a little bit more deep, maybe a little more challenging depending on your body. So see if you can hold. And then try on the other side. Good. If you can bring both hands inside, bring both hands inside. Try that on the other side. Good. Bring both hands inside one foot. See if you can bend that knee. So you're squatting on one side, and the other leg is straight, and your toes are pointing up. And then use your hands and switch that to the other side. Now if you've got a funky knee in any way, don't do this full flexion with weight. It's not fun for a knee if it's got that going on. But if you're feeling super comfortable, you can come across, maybe bring your palms to the centre, switch over, bring your palms to the centre. Good. So come over and switch. This is a fairly skillful movement, so don't worry if you're not comfortable with it. And over. Good. Bring both hands towards the centre. Let your feet go a little wider. This time point your toes forward and shift your weight between your hands and your heels. So you come forward and backwards, forwards and backwards. Walk your hands a little bit further back. Now if you've got a yoga block or a cornflake box, you can let your head rest on that maybe. And if you feel super comfortable, sometimes our head comes a little closer to the floor. So you can use anything. You can use a bolster for your head to come down on into Prasarita Padottanasana. And then from there, our final part of today's movement, push your hands into the floor and come to a squat. Bring your elbows on your knees and move your knees from side to side now. Working into the mobility of our feet. Working with this. And you can take your hands and drop one knee in front of your toes. Take your hands and drop your knee in front of the other toes. Try that one more time either side. So just lots of movement to keep us mobile, keep us loose, noticing what's happening for us. You can do that without your hands if you want to. Taking your knee down. Taking your knee down. Good. And then place your right hand inside your right thigh. Inhale, open up with your left. There's a lot of fairly complex stuff happening today, so don't worry if you are want to stop the video and have a look and then play with it and then try it again and then stop the video and look and play with it and try it again. Movement should be a fun growth experience, not a boot camp. For me, it shouldn't be a boot camp or something we feel is a painful experience. Okay, let's see if we can sit down. And shuffle your hips a little bit further back. Maybe find something for your hips to rest on, something to support your ankles underneath. And yesterday we were working with trying to refine our breath, okay? So when we make these movements and we're trying to become more skillful in our movements, more healthy within our bodies, so that when we come to a seated position, it's not a struggle or a strain. Okay, I'm going to talk about asana in a couple of days, which is the physical practice, and what yoga says about it. But for the moment, find your seat. We'll do a last little movement for our shoulders. Clasp your hands to your heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, let your fingers go forward. Push your palms out, tuck your chin in. Inhale, lift all the way up over your head. Gently release your hands, clasp them behind your back. Draw your fingers down towards the floor and lift them away from your lower back. Nice little click in my shoulder. And let it come down. Shake it off. Try that one more time. Roll your shoulders. Okay, we've done a lot of work on our shoulders today, or a lot of what might feel strengthening positions by holding our arms in the air for our shoulders. So clasp your hands one more time towards your heart. Take an inhale, so sit taller. Exhale, take your fingers forward. Push your palms out, tuck your chin in. Inhale, lift your hands all the way up. Exhale, release your hands. Clasp them behind your back. Inhale, draw your fingers down. Exhale, let them come out. And back down. Let your hands come to rest. And today, place your hands on your belly. We'll continue with refining our breath tomorrow. But for today, whether you're lying on your back, whether you're in a seated position, let your belly expand into your hands. As you inhale, okay, and as you exhale, let it relax. Now, not everybody can relax their belly and let it expand as they inhale. If you're somebody like that, then lay on your back and really practice it, okay? Some people do the opposite. What they do is they inhale, they draw their belly in, which is not so helpful pattern of breathing, okay? So see if you can inhale and let your belly expand into your hands. And as you exhale, make that process really long and smooth and slow. And maybe you can tune into the sound of your breath and hear it come in and flow out, like the way the waves in the beach videos were flowing in and flowing out. Create your own waves with your breath, your own soothing sounds. And finally, let your fingers point towards you. We're going to finish with a mantra. So, like I said earlier on, the repetition of mantras, maybe this is more of a chant that we're finishing in, but we can use mantras like Om Namaha to try and settle in and study ourselves, or not study ourselves, but get closer to the self. And this one is about moving from where we are to where we'd like to be, from darkness to light, from death to life, from untruth to truth. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Satoma Amritam Gamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So let your fingertips connect, the base of your palms connect. Thank you for your practice today, everyone. Let me know how you're doing. I always appreciate hearing in the comments how things are going for you. I'll always respond. So let me know. Om Shanti.